Now that we've finished our cash receipts journal and our cash payments journal, we need to post them to the ledger accounts. We're going to start off with our cash receipts journal. So I've copied it here so we can use the information from it. We have our ledger accounts down here. They're called 3-column ledger accounts, which can be a bit confusing because there's lots and lots of columns, but the 3 columns refer to the debit column, the credit column, and the running balance column. With those, we've also got a date, we've got a particulars, and we've got a little DRC column here where we put either DR for debit or CR for credit, depending on whether the ledger account is in debit or credit balance. We're also going to need our trial balance here for the 1st of March at the beginning of this period, and we're going to need our chart of accounts. We're going to start with our chart of accounts, and one of the first things we need to do is put these chart of account numbers into the ledger accounts. So if we look here, bank was 110. So up in that top right-hand corner, I'm going to write 110. EST down here was 210, so I'm putting in 210 here. Shop fittings, it was 130, and loan was 220. Inventory was 120, and capital down here was 310. So we continue this going through. Purchases over the expenses there was 510, and cake sales under revenue was 410. I've actually filled in the rest 4 of us, so we didn't have to go through the whole lot in the video. So that's our first step. The next step is putting in opening balances. Now, this left-hand side of the trial balance, remember, is the debit. Debit's on the left, credit's on the right. So this is the debit side of the trial balance. So all these numbers here are debit balances. The right-hand side of the trial balance is credit balances. So we're going to do it like this. So first of all, we're going to put in the date for the trial balance, which is the 1st of March. It's at the beginning of the week. We just going to write in balance. We don't need to write an opening balance, just balance. And then we put the balance here of $3,000 for bank. And it's on the left-hand side, the debit side. So therefore, we're going to do a little DR there for it's a debit. The GST is on the right-hand side of $1,000. So March, we write in balance. Into the balance column is 1,000. And it's on the right-hand side, it's a credit balance. We write a little CR to show that it's a credit balance. The shop fittings is $20,000. So similar, 1 March, right, balance, over to the balance, 20,000, and a DR, since it's a debit opening balance. The loan is $5,000. So March, right, balance, it's the same each time, $5,000, and it's on the right-hand side, on the credit side, so it's going to be a little CR there. Okay, inventory is the next one. It's 500. It's on the left-hand side, so it's going to be debit, March, balance. Capital, March, since it's our opening balance, right, balance. And if we look at it up here, it is 14,400. It's on the right-hand side, so therefore it is a credit opening balance. Another couple to go. We've got purchases here, which is on the debit side of 4,000. So March, balance, 4,000. DR, because it's on the left or debit hand side. And we're looking for cake sales. Cake sales are 4,500. It's a revenue, so it's on the right-hand side, the credit side of the trial balance. March, balance. And you'll see once again, I've completed the others already, so they're already in there. So all the ones on the left-hand side, I've got little DRs to show that they're debit balances, and all the ones on the right-hand side have got CRs to show that they're credit balances. We're now ready for posting. So we're going to look here. We only post the bank column onwards. The receipts column should not be total because it's not one that we are posting. So be careful about that because that's an easy error to make. So we're doing the bank onwards. Now we're talking a cash receipts journal here. Having a quick look at our debit credit rules. The cash receipts, it makes the bank account go up. Bank account is an asset, and asset increasing is debit. So we are going to be debiting the bank account with this. So if we go back here, the bank account, I'm going to write in here to remind me it's going to be debited. Now the simple rule for this is work out what happens to bank, and everything else is the opposite. So GST will be credited, cake sales credited, cone sales credited, and up the side here, we've got capital being credited and loan being credited. To have a look at an example of one of those, let's have a look at cone sales. I've got a credit here. Cone sales is a form of revenue. When we receive cash for cone sales, that revenue is increasing, so therefore we credit it. And if we have a look back here, we've got credit at the bottom of cone sales. So this rule works. So just remember, work out what bank is doing. Is bank increasing or decreasing depending on the journal? Put that down. Everything else is the opposite. So if bank is debit, all the others are credits. Now, we're going to start off with bank, the bank ledger account. Because it's got its own column, we're going to use the last date. Anything that has its own column, we always use the last date. Anything that's in sundry, we use the date of the actual transaction. So, for example, when we're doing the loan one, we're going to use the 4th of March, putting that transaction to our ledger accounts. All these ones here, bank, GST, cake sales, cone sales, we're going to be using 7th of March because that's the last date of this week because we're doing transactions for 1 week. So here we are, 7 March. Now the particulars for banks is a little bit different. I'm going to use cash receipts. Okay. Some teachers just use receipts. I'm using cash receipts because to me that refers to the journal. Now, we're saying we are debiting it. So in the debit column, I'm going to put my 7163. Now, if you can see there, I already had 3,000 debits. I've debited it more. So it's going to be a bigger debit number. So we're going to add those two together and we're going to get 10,163. And this is a really big debit number. So I'm writing debit there. If I look at the GST, I'm going to post that now. It's 543 and it goes in the credit column. So over here, I'm going to put my 543 in. Once again, the date is going to be 7th of March. Now, for all other ledger accounts except for bank, in the particulars, we use bank. So bank will have cash receipts and cash payments. All the other ledger accounts, we're going to use bank for every single one. Now in this case here, we've got 1,000 credits. We've credited even further, so we're going to add these together to get one big credit, and it's going to be 1543. And there's the credit there. Okay, I'm just going to tick these two off just to show that I've done those. Okay, cake sales is my next one, and it's a 480 credit. So I'm going down to cake sales, and I've got 480 in the credit. It has its own column, so I'm going to use the final date. I'm going to write bank. Remember, and all the others we use bank, except for the bank where we use cash receipts, cash payments. So this here is a credit. I'm crediting it more, so it's going to be 4980 and credit. Looking up, done that, tick it off. I've now got cone sales. Cone sales is 3140. So down here, 3140. It's got its own column. So I use the date. I write bank. That's what I write in all of them except for the bank. And that credit plus another credit is going to give me 3340. That's all together. So we've done all those individual ones now. So we've only got two others to do and these two here. So On the sundry, first of all, we've got loan. So loan has been credited for $2,000. And the date for this is the 4th of March. Anything in sundry column, we use the actual date of the transaction. So here we go, 4th of March. We still write in bank. It's a credit of $2,000. We already had a $5,000 loan. We took out an additional $2,000. So we've now got a $7,000 credit balance on that. So took that off. And our last one is this one here for capital, which we are crediting for $1,000 on the 7th of March, because that's the date this transaction happens to be the last date as well, but that's just coincidental. 1,000, 15,400, credit is my balance. So I'll tick this one off, and we have now posted the entire cash receipts journal. In the next video, we'll look at posting the cash payments.